All right. We just got done doing the ES recent week study, open, high, low, and close, and I'm staring at the market. And I'm going, isn't Monday President's Day? I was pretty sure the market wasn't open, but I guess it doesn't apply to the futures market. So the stock market's not open, but I really got to pay attention to these things because here we are. It's after 5 o'clock on the East Coast. It's actually about 6:30 on the East Coast. We're in Central Time here. And ES is on its way here. We were just looking at the chart, and we were looking for confirmation that we had like a short-term low or intermediate low, and it looks like that's what's happening. It's trading through it. So found an entry. Keep with it, and there was something I wanted to point out too, because we're going to do crude here in just a second, but looking back at the S&P here. And what did I do with this chart? Hopefully I didn't just clear out all of the all of our markings here. Oh no, there they are. Let's go intraday. We're going back down to the 10-day and the 15-minute again here, just so that we can take a quick look at this. Because if you just watch this video, we are getting past this. It looks like we're getting past this pivot here. Yeah. So this doesn't look like it's going down. This looks like it's gonna continue up here. And so we got this a higher low on the left side. We've got this intermediate low. This is lower than the high to the left. And now we've got this higher low. I think this is going to continue on here. And we might have had the measurement rules wrong as well. I'm not perfect here. I'm still studying. I'm still learning. Here's the high that we were looking for. The pivot in relationship to this low. So as a measuring rule, per Larry Williams here, is that it's twice the distance. So I mean we're looking up here a little bit higher for a take profit. So it's twice the distance from the pivot high to the pivot low, and what we've got is, it's probably up in the around I don't know, up over 3,400. So that's a quick look. If you just watch the S&P, that's a quick update because the market is open now, and it looks like on the 4 hour too. She's ripping pretty good. It's ripping pretty good. So it's your safe entry. I think our safe entry, if I had to speculate here, it looks a little something like this. Is that we get through this pivot, and then maybe we come down here and find support, and somewhere in this area, and off to the races we go again. Because it doesn't look like it's coming down, and until we get a confirmation of a high with higher lows or with lower highs on each side, there's really no confirmation that it's going down. This just looks like it's going to continue to the upside. That being said, let's just take a quick look at crude oil. This is one of my top picks just because of the bullishness on the 6-month index and the 3-year index. So let's take a look at crude. This is one of my top picks. If you got in on this trade, you managed to do pretty well. We did mark off. Maybe it's just taking a second here. There it is. We did mark off our previous week high and low because we're going to do a quick analysis of crude as well. So this was the start of last week. So this is for the study from the 9th to the 14th. All right, this is last week, and now we're into the new trading week here on the 16th to the 21st. So let's take a look at last week's, and then let's look forward and see what we can see. We'll try to make this a little quicker than last time too here. All right. So Sunday opens. What do we get? An open down here, right? Sunday opens we gap down. We gap down. Previous week closes here. We gap down pretty hard. We gap down pretty hard, and look where it's going to finish too. So this is not your Monday low, but this is your open here. A gap down on a Monday here. That's your open. That's your Monday open. Oh boy, I can't type today. I can't type any day. Who am I kidding? So we trade right through that. Here's your Monday open. We trade right through it. We trade back up, and look where we finish. We finish about where we started. And sentiment is getting crushed here. Sentiment's up. Sentiment's up. It gets crushed a little bit. So now we're into the the close of Monday, and we're closing down here. So here's your Monday low, and we never revisit this again. We have not revisited this yet. So we had a down day on Monday. There it is. We had a down day on Monday. We had an up day on Tuesday. Tuesday's up. We still finished the trading day pretty darn close to the open. I damn near right on the open. So here's your Tuesday open, right? Here's your Tuesday open, and we finished right at the Tuesday open. Wasn't a down day. Wasn't a down day because we closed. Sorry, we closed a little bit higher. So we had the low of Tuesday was right at where the open was, but we closed just a little bit higher. We'll close on the Monday open. Looks like we found support on the Monday open. And and away she goes. So Monday down day, Tuesday technically an up day. Still finished the day quite close to where it started, but traded up to the extreme, came back down, and trade back towards the open. So where could we have gotten into crude oil here? So here's our previous week open, and it looks like there's some confluence here, right? There's some support and some struggle here. That looked nice. The previous week high. Look at the previous week high, and now we just gapped up over it on the open here. Oof. So where did you find it? I mean, this is staring us right in the face, right? This is absolutely staring us right in the face. We got a higher low here. I guess this is your short. I haven't really identified. I guess you would term this an intermediate. Oh, this is your short term. I've got to get these terms right. Short term low. Regardless, this is a short term. We're on a 15-minute chart. So there's a lot of short-term lows coming in here. But we do have a higher low here. Well, that looks good, right? How would you know? How would you know? I mean, well, this looked like a pretty good push. Why wasn't this the, your higher low? Well, because look at the impulse coming off of this. Look at that, huh? So where are we a buyer here? Or why would we be a buyer? Well, for one, we took out this high pivot right here. We took this out. Took that one out. Subsequently, we took all these got taken out. I don't know. We got confirmation here. We trade up and we trade past this pivot right here. This is not a short-term high or an intermediate high. We just traded through this. Right here is probably where you're going to be a buyer. This is where I would have been a buyer here. I bought much lower, but I bought the bottom of the range on the 4 hour, which is, you look at the 4 hour chart, and this is your bottom of your range right here. So I mean, I bought bottom of the range with a tight stop underneath this short-term low. So what we got here, this is the 4 hour range. I mean, it never came down either, so I got lucky. And then we got this confirmation here, so it was really nice. Let's just change this up a little bit. Too much blue. Too much green. Too much green. Less green. Less intrusive, really. I just, I like to be able to see my damn chart. I mean, that being said, I don't really like having the volume here, but I thought better of it. And you need to kind of have the volume on here, and you can see, market opens. After stocks close, there's not a lot of volume going on here. It starts picking up here, Friday. Right? What do we got here? Thursday night. Yeah, that's right. It's late Thursday night. What's that about? Hopefully we got the right time here. I'm going to switch it up. That's one thing that annoys me about when you're a couple hours off. Let me change the time. Yes, okay. Now the time frame's changed. You got to fiddle with your main window and your time. I like to synchronize with Eastern time. I'm about 2 hours away, so we want to make sure that these are right. That we know when the market's open and the market's closing. We close down here, Friday. We got a nice little gap up here. Anyways, if you didn't get in down here, if you didn't identify that this was, how would you know? How would you know this is going to be a higher low? Well, I mean, it pivoted nicely, and we knew here, and that was nice. But if you were looking at a 4 hour range, I mean, this came down towards the the bottom of the box, and it's just kind of gamble. It's just kind of a gamble here. We're just speculating. Yeah. Hey, okay. I got a nice fractal here. This looks good. I got a higher low on this side. Let's get this out of here. All right. So same principles, on the 4 hour chart. And this is what I like to compare, what's going on in the 4 hour chart. See if I can find some pivots here. So, had a nice pivot here. We traded up through it. Okay, great. And a nice pivot here too. This impulse was nice on the 4 hour. So, I mean, not only did it trade past this bottoming pivot here, but it almost trade above the candle just before it. And we had a nice pivot here, right? So this sets up this nice, short-term low look. And people like to call this inverse head and shoulders, whatever. You can find this anywhere. This is like an accumulation pattern. Was this one? No, because it traded through it. It traded through it. So you're waiting. You're waiting here for a higher low. You didn't get it on the other side of this pivot, but you got a nice one here. So in anticipation of, I think I bought on this candle right here. This is where I bought, because that's a nice confirmation there. That candle right there. Nice trade through. You got in the trade, beautiful. And then you were hopeful here that you got to pivot again. All right, nice little gap up here. But we've been bullish on crude oil, just because of commercial interest. So we look back here at a chart, and we did this on the Friday roundup. I mean, we had this nice range. Comms are getting bullish. I mean, they're getting really bullish here, and we have a perfect storm. And we had I already pointed it out this last week. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Exactly. This is what bulls want to see here. We'll just reiterate again. This is what we as speculators, as bullish as buyers, want to see too. Commercial interest, both on the 6-month index and the 3-year index, are rising. We've got a nice range here. Declining open interest. So we have relatively low open interest. High index, low open. This was declining. This was absolutely declining. And then we knew that WPR was lifting its head, and market sentiment is down. Perfect storm. This is a perfect storm for us. And we're going to watch this here. We're going to watch this range break. Well, because what we like to see is trade through it, pull back, continue on the sentiment's direction. Right? Trade through it, pull back, continue on the sentiment's direction. We didn't get that opportunity here. It doesn't always present itself, but a good majority of the time it does. We trade through the ATR, we come back up, we pull into supply, and we continue on the sentiment's direction. Same thing here. Blast through the true range. This is the direction. This is your sentiment's direction. Pull back into the supply, and continue on. And that's that. We already went over this on the Friday roundup, but there you have it. Perfect storm for bulls right now. So is it going to come down? Yeah. Hopefully. We didn't break this range yet, so I think that there's probably going to be a few opportunities, maybe, in the coming days to find an entry. Especially if we trade through this, we'll come back down. Your average true range trailing stop will be under you here. Just like it is here. Break the range. So here's your trailing stop. So watch this week. It breaks through, and you come back down and trade in. I would not hesitate to be a buyer here. Not one bit. If you get an opportunity, I think that with the way commercial interest is right now, with as bullish as they are, I think they can take this the other way. I think this is the market sentiment that you've been looking for a really good trade. It doesn't get any clearer than that. If you need more confirmation, go buy one of those magic crystal balls or something, because it ain't out there. But this looks pretty good. This looks pretty good right here. Is it going to repeat itself? Yeah, I sure as heck think so. I think so. Absolutely. Declining sentiment. Declining sentiment. Think rally. Sentiment declines, think rally. Decline, think rally. What is going on here? Think rally. What's going on here? They don't present themselves all that often, but when they do, for you bulls, better take them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, weird. Really weird. 5 months apart. Get ready. Well, a lot of people think crude oil is going to zero, but not today. Not today. All right. That's the roundup. Not the roundup. It's a weekly study. Where can you? Okay. So let's do one more. How long we got recording on this right now? All right, we're trying to keep this short, but let's just do this real quick. I'm going to draw because TOS just takes too damn long, and I've got to get on my other account here so we can start looking at buying some stuff here. Actually, I'm you know what? Don't overtrade. I am long on ZM. I haven't taken a look at that today. I am long on ZM with stop and ZS, soybean, and but I don't know what the hell is going on over in China. I really don't. My housemate's telling me that this is a real pandemic, this virus. But so do we get mixed emotions here with this? No, not really. I mean, did this look like it? No, because here's your low pivot. We pivoted low again, and then this looked pretty darn good, right? Right, here's your higher low. Here's your high your short-term low or intermediate low. I gotta get that terminology right. Here's your low. Here's your high or low on each side of this. We have some nice pivot here, pivot down, hit that previous week open, we come up, we trade through it, and then, and there's your, your so-called inverse head and shoulder pattern. Call it whatever you want. It looks like it's accumulating. So we did not trade through this low. We are not going down. We did not get. We look like we got a signal up here, but this looked like your high, right? So here's your high, here's your lower high on each side. We thought that this might have been an intermediate. This did not trade through it. It may have looked that way, but this is two conflicting arguments, right? I mean, am I wrong? Are we wrong here? We thought we might have had a high pivot, but we also didn't have like a bearish confirmation pivot. Who wins? Well, I guess the bulls won this one. Why? Because we traded higher than that. So you could have bought here. We come up, we pivot. Do not take this out. Do not take that out. But we have a nice. It looks like a nice buy opportunity again here. I take it off to the races. I'm looking forward. What are we going to look forward to now? Well, if this was, the pivot, then we're going to look for twice the distance as a take profit. If you took profit there, it wasn't a bad idea, but I'm inclined to think that crude oil is not done here. Okay, so that's a quick synopsis here. It's a quick run through of crude oil for last week and for what our expectations are for this week. So we gapped up. I think we gapped up hard too. On the 15, or at least we came up pretty hard. We're gonna trade back down and then finish the day up here. We'll see. We'll see if we put in a high. So we got a lower high here. Let's see if we can print a high here, and see if we can take this high out again. So if we trade down here and we bounce off, if we do not get up over to today's high, maybe we've got a short-term high here, and we'll retrace a little bit during the week for a nice buy opportunity. All right. Thanks for living. Thanks for listening. Thanks for living. Yeah, definitely thanks for living. I'm glad you're all alive and listening. Go ahead and hit us up in the Discord if you are not in there already. Details will probably be in the description or something like that. As of this moment, Discord's not actually open to the public. So if you're watching this, and it is, it's been some months. So appreciate you. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for listening. And good luck out there. May you find yourself on the right side of the trade.